This quick video will give you a tour of the WordPress dashboard. Once you have WordPress installed, or if you're using WordPress.com, once you log in, you should see a dashboard similar to this. You may have a few different options on the screen, but it should be along these lines. On this first page here is the dashboard itself with a bunch of widgets from various things, from plugins you have installed or from WordPress itself. Note that on this screen and any other, you have these screen options in the top right to add or remove items from the screen. For example, we may want to hide the WordPress news section, so we can hit screen options, select WordPress news, collapse that back up, and that won't show up for us anymore. It saves it automatically tied to your user account, so if someone else were to log into the site, they would still see that. Going down the left-hand side, we'll quickly run through these options. We have videos that go in depth on most of these. The updates button should typically not have a 1 next to it. In our case, we've left one plugin not updated because I know there's a bug with it, but typically you want to have things updated as quickly as you can. Keep that cleaned out. SendGrid is an email plugin we have installed that most of you won't see there. Posts are where your blog posts live. In here you can add posts, remove posts, edit posts, all that kind of thing for your blog. We have tutorials that go into all those. Media is the media library. If you upload images to your site, either through a photo gallery or just one at a time to your post, they'll be in here for you to deal with if you'd like. Links is an outdated piece of software in WordPress. If you have an older site that's been around for a while like ours, you may see links here. Most sites will not anymore. It was a way to show links in the sidebar of your site to related blogs and that kind of thing that most people didn't use, and they got rid of it a few generations ago, but still shows up for those that had it back in the day. Pages is where you deal with all the static pages on your site. You can again add pages, remove pages. This would be things like your about page, your contact page, your services, your staff, any kind of static pages. Blog posts are more for the ongoing, timely, news-related items, and pages would be the static pages. Comments, if you have comments enabled on your site, you can go in here to see what comments have been approved and which ones are spam and deal with them accordingly. Genesis is specific to the Genesis framework set of themes from StudioPress that we use a lot. If you don't use Genesis, you won't see this in there. You may perhaps see a different one from the theme you use though, and that's what that one is. Appearance has a lot of appearance related things, such as widgets and menus and headers and lots of pieces we get into in other videos. Plugins is where you can add or remove plugins from your site. If you don't see this option on your site, there's two reasons this could be happening. One would be if you're using WordPress.com, which does not support plugins. You have to be using the free self-hosted WordPress on a site like Bluehost or HostGator or GoDaddy or WP Engine or one of those. If you still don't see it and you're on one of those, you're likely not a high enough user. You need to be an admin level user on your site to see that. So if someone else set up your WordPress and added you to it, they may not have given you enough rights to see the plugins menu, so you want to talk to them. Users is where you can add and remove users from your site. This is not visitors, this is just people with admin access or editing access to some degree on your site. Typically just a handful of people on your site unless you have a membership site or something like that. And we have other videos that dig into details on how to manage users. Tools has a few options, not used too much, mostly for importing and exporting blog posts, and a few others will come into play. We have a plugin installed that regenerates thumbnails, so that shows up in there, but typically not a whole lot in here. The settings menu has quite a few options. And again, we have a video that details those. The general settings, the first three here really you want to make sure you look at, and then most of the others come from plugins that you've installed. And then the last three items in the bottom are all specific to plugins we have on the site. This one is from Yoast SEO, this is from iTheme Security, and this is from Monster Insights for Google Analytics tracking. So you may or may not see those down there, but most of these you should see on your site. And hopefully that gives you some idea of what you're looking for back there. And again, just follow the other tutorials on our site if you want to dig into any of those areas. Thanks.